We begin with a big legal challenge underway that's pitting the federal government against thousands of Indigenous children. It's an appeal of a Canadian Human Rights Tribunal ruling that ordered the federal government to compensate First Nations families wrongly split apart by the child welfare system. The government must pay $40,000 compensation to children who were unjustifiably taken from their families. The Assembly of First Nations believes 54,000 children and their parents could be eligible, putting the damages at over $2 billion. The federal government estimates it's more like $5 to $6 billion. It isn't that the government is flat out refusing to pay. In this appeal, it claims it's trying to work out the most fair and equitable way to do it. Abigail Bimman has our top story tonight.
I consider myself really lucky to be a survivor.
Dawn Johnson grew up in care.
I was in a very traumatic and dark place for a long time, and it's impacted my family intergenerationally, with my own children as well.
Now she helps other First Nations families navigating a challenging world. And she's behind this Vancouver event Sunday for other survivors, held the day before court proceedings on the other side of the country fought compensation payments for people like them.
The errors in this judgment run wide and deep.
The government has asked for a judicial review, like an appeal, of the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal decision to pay victims of the First Nations child welfare system $40,000 each, as well as money for their families. Lawyers are arguing for a stay of the compensation order.
Canada does favor compensation. This judgment, the greatest of respect to the tribunal, does not provide for fair and equitable compensation.
We are on a motion to stay. They want to stop compensation. So it strains credibility in the extreme to suggest that they're here to protect those not included in the order.
During the two-day hearing, there are a number of parties arguing against the government.
Canada is putting itself first and children second. Stop fighting First Nations children in court.
They don't have a voice here, but in one tiny room, we can make a decision that's going to affect mass number of people, especially our young ones that are waiting for an answer out there.
The government has consistently said it isn't against compensation. In a new statement, the Justice and Indigenous Services ministers say they're going to move forward to settle a different class action lawsuit for First Nations children. But advocates are quick to point out that one doesn't include money for family members, and there's no immediate commitment to specific compensation. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.